Imagine a world without art.
Couldn't do it.
A world that is cookie cutter.
With no variation.
But picture this. Black and white, no color.
For instance, right now.
No vibrance, no tone.
Simply an empty canvas.
Creativity lost in a world set in grayscale.
No individuality.
No freedom to think.
The world would have no story.
We'd all be the same.
Same ideas.
Same beliefs.
Same opinions.
Art allows us to express
Who we are.
Who we want to be.
And what we can become.
Art has incredible powers.
It opens the mind.
If you're up for the challenge,
Simply open your eyes.
Our mission, to provide every student with a means of self-expression and an appreciation of the arts. At least that's what art classes aim to teach. In order to understand the full problem, we have to take a look at where it all began. In 1821, art instruction was introduced into the public school curriculum, but arts education has swung from one extreme to another. This shift can be tracked with the current change from STEM to STEAM education. STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and math, an education system focused on developing basic skills through integration and application of knowledge. Recently, STEAM has been introduced where the goal is to include arts as one of the primary subjects. STEAM advocates for art to be treated as an applied subject by engaging students' strengths through creative activities.
Providing artistic outlets such as art, music, theater, and dance is enormous to humanity and to development as a person.
You can express yourself there without any kind of repercussions.
Drama is important to me because it's an outlet for myself, and I know it's an outlet for many of my other friends who are a part of it. But I definitely see a difference between my friends who are in drama and my friends who aren't in drama, mostly in skills like public speaking and being able to think on the spot.
A lot of the decisions that are driving educational funding are statistically based. And since the arts are so subjective rather than objective, they're going to go away because they can't be measured empirically.
We had many complications with the stage already that we weren't able to fix. We have water damage. If it rains too hard, it leaks on the stage. The stage is falling apart. The real issue is that we are not the only people that use the stage. We use the auditorium for sports awards. We use it for our symposium that we had last week. We do everything in the auditorium and no one is able to fix it.
That whole opportunity for the arts is just going to continue to fade away as long as we are trying to generate data to substantiate educational programming and funding.
It would be nice if we could see the school's budget match the need that we have in drama.
Art offers a diverse way of thinking and is important in educating the entire child. Education shouldn't be about necessity, it should be about enriching ourselves to our fullest potential.
The arts and money. Two things we would never think are related. Well, they kinda are. And if the funding stops, so does the interest. Everyone and everything needs money. The arts are no exception. After the recession of 2008, schools had their budgets cut 80% or more. Since then, the same budget hasn't returned to where it once was. However, it has went back up, but only approximately 40 to 60%. The question remains, why cut the arts? Well, there is no simple answer to that. But what I can say, our government has tried to cut funds to the National Endowment of the Arts. But why? Well, they want to put more money into our military, which already has $600 million. The arts encourage people to think and solve their own problems. So why cut the arts? The arts are now for people to express themselves, become more resourceful, and have fun.
I think the federal government could do much more in funding the arts. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I think the NEA has a budget of about $150 million. You know, that's one one-hundredth of 1%, 1/100th of 1% of the discretionary funds of the United States budget. And that's terrible. That's terrible. Matter of fact, the NEA has a budget of $25 million less than it did back in 1992. So we're going in the wrong direction. The arts in this country, from what I can read, I'm trying to remember articles, It generates about $700 billion to the U.S. economy.
When they graduate first from high school and then go on perhaps to college and beyond, is that they are well-rounded, sort of whole people. I think that creating a critical thinker and somebody who has a broad perspective on the world serves them quite well, and you see that in the data that as you track those folks into the economy.
So I do feel that our art programs are funded proportionately to the other programs that we have. I feel we're very fortunate in that we do offer a lot of courses. We do have an appropriate number of staff and courses. So I think we're very, very fortunate here that the arts are valued in this community.
Or less vocational sort of perspective on what it takes for a student to succeed. That impacts, I think, funding for the arts, because I think the arts, I think by many people would be viewed as being sort of a nice thing, but not a necessary thing in terms of future of our economy and vocational training. I actually think that that's wrong-headed. Cause
you can teach anything by using the arts. Science, math, reading, there's history, there's all sorts of things that you can use in music, and the people don't even realize that they're getting smarter because they're using music to learn something.
It's a huge outlet for certain people, and for certain people it is their niche, and without it they would really flounder. And the rest of what we learn has everything to do with the arts. Whether it be history or science, instruments are made on a scientific basis. Music itself, the scale is built by science, Pythagorean theory, and it's what makes us human. It is. It's the essence of creativity, of getting us outside of a book.
More funding would be great. I mean, the arts is what people want to do. I mean, they go to school, they learn a trade, they get a job, they have a career, but what do you do other than work? It's all about music, drama, theater, dance, art, that's your life. I mean, there's another side to what other people do outside of work. If it's sports, that's fine too, I don't have a problem with that. But if it's not sports, isn't it going to fall under the arts?
Art is everywhere. In our technology, our infrastructure, our entertainment. It's an inherency of the human condition. So why would you want to get rid of it? Art means a huge deal to me. It's always been a part of my life in some way, shape, or form. And I think why is because it's a purge of emotion. And not only that, but you get to share that emotion with others so they can empathize, they can relate. It makes everyone feel a little less alone in their heads, Music has been my medium of choice for that, because while art, in my opinion, is essentially the pure and unadulterated physical and tangible expression of emotion, music is the most physically effective way to translate that to people. Without art, I feel like there wouldn't be life. We'd be animalistic. As our consciousness expanded as beings, so did our ways of expressing it. Now, art is part of life. We need it for technology and design and infrastructure and architecture. Art is a part of everyone because art is just making your voice heard. And we all have a voice, so it would be quite a shame if it were silenced.
More than anything, we need to bring attention to the issue. We can't sit back and let our funding be taken from us. Make a poster, talk to your principal, make a documentary. Just do something.
Art workers are losing their jobs with a current unemployment rate of 12.5%. Funding for the arts has been cut in more than 80% of school districts since 2008. The effects of budgeting and cutting are having a great impact on the availability of the arts to students, resulting in students having no access to an arts education program. There are so many studies proving that arts education is essential to Common Core learning. In 2009, the Center for Arts Education published a report proving arts education improves graduation rates. Later, in 2011, a study called Reinvesting in Arts Education found that integrating arts with other subjects can help raise achievement levels. When a child has multiple skill sets, his or her options become more vast and that child will experiment with new ideas. Because of this fact, it is absolutely essential that the arts should not be cut from a school curriculum. The arts help a student positively grow and change as a person. Cutting the arts cuts creativity and emotion, something that should never be done. Bring awareness to this critically important issue for the good of the future.
We promote student work and we promote student growth in the arts. We could probably get more. I think we need some grants so that we can be able to take students on field trips, offer them a couple different choices as far as art classes go. I'm nervous about the state of Connecticut and under certain sort of government here where they're cutting art programs, but it's just as important as any other subject that's taught at the school.
Art. It's quite literally everywhere.
It's a part of everyone.
It's what connects us.
It's what makes us feel whole.
Art allows us to express our creativity in a way that no other subject can.
It represents our emotions.
Our thoughts.
Ourselves.
And without it,
We are individuals on our own.
Going through life with minimal input from others.
It allows us to communicate without saying a single word.
art is a crucial part of our everyday lives.
It encourages us to share our own struggles.
And search for the answers to them.
And to take action if necessary.
Without art, we are just existing.
We need to protect it.
We need to make it.
Because
Imagine a world without art.